Tino's calling me up in the wheelhouse. He said that we have so much fish under us right now. Let's see. What's going on, Tino?
Get up here.
I'm coming, man. I'm coming. What do we got going on, man? Sun's setting and...
This is a got tuna.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Got tuna?
Look at that. Is that the best jag we've had under us?
All day.
Wow.
All day, and it's right at night.
Jeez.
Right. That's Boomerang Central.
Is this going to bite into the dark? It
You're
could.
pretty close.
Yeah,
we got
I know.
Right now.
I know, man.
Nothing.
See, John out there, he's pulling on one. George is on one. I think we might have one going back in the stern.
And I got a couple sour cream and onion. You can't eat one.
I better get back down there. I see a gaff wailing around. Thanks, Tino.
Yep.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, gorgeous, beautiful.
Still got good angle here. You got deep color.
Deep color coming up there, John. Boy, oh, look at this gaff coming out. Scott Buchert, the dog. Oh, excuse me. Oh, look at that. Woohoo! Nice going, guys.
So cute.
Look at that full moon back there, dog. I think you should be howling at the moon. Maui's got this thing turned around, deep color on this beautiful day. Thomas, it's so nice out.
Beautiful day.
Another one. Nice going, buddy. Love it.
Maui.
Whoa, nice going. Another bluefin tuna. Hey, Giovanni, let's see that hook, man.
It's no longer
That
a
doesn't look
circle.
like a circle hook anymore.
It's a J.
Straightened it out.
Oh, man.
And bought that rod when he was 15 years old. So that's how many years ago, Dan? 45? More? 50? 50-year-old rod and hasn't broken yet. Dan might break before the rod.
Yeah.
It's the biggest giveaway we've ever had. How about that Makyra 16 paired with a beautiful UC rail rod custom wrapped by Z Custom Rods. We're going to pair those two items. That's worth over $1,500 for the first prize. We also have a Rain Shadow rail rod, which is absolutely beautiful. Tuna Riot poppers and so much more. Contact Joe Zimmer at 310-918-1448. You can Venmo, you can Zelle, you can win. It's going to be a beautiful night, October the 13th, on Tackle Shop Confessions, when we're going to give all of that away. Make sure you get on board. Please don't forget to support the Friedman Adventures family members who make this all possible, like the taxman, Tim Marquez, and your garage door man, Joe Welker, who does a great job and gets rave reviews here at Friedman Adventures. Heating and or air conditioning needs, it's our dear friend John Lopez, and also the Island Spirit, Ventura Sport Fishing. You can't beat it. Chris Isaac and the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org. And if you have a leaky roof, then go visit my dear friend Brett at pelicanroofsocal.com. They'll get out, get you fixed up so you can get out and catch some more fish on your next adventure. pelicanroofsocal.com.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast. Your Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. Tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Friedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California on this lovely Wednesday morning. It is absolutely beautiful here, and we've got so much to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about long range. We'll cover the yellowfin tuna south of the border. Isaac Parcells, a great Friedman Adventures family member with a beautiful 180-pound bluefin tuna, and his son Ethan doing his thing on board the Pacific Voyager. And of course, we're just back from a magnificent trip on the Amigo out of 22nd Street Landing with a group of people that I was blessed to spend time with. So many great people, great fishing on Tanner Bank. Captain Tina Valentine, you saw a little bit of that on the lead-in, and of course I'll be producing a much larger version of our trip here shortly. We've got that, the weather, and so much more. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Man, is that good? And is it great to be with you all? Those of you who told me that as time goes on after an automobile accident, things start to hurt more, I hate to admit you were really right. So I thought I dodged a bullet, but really feeling it here this morning. And I have been here for the last couple of days, but enough of this whining nonsense. Let's get into it. If you don't mind, hit that like button, share these videos everywhere, and make sure you subscribe to the Friedman Adventures. Wow, nice and warm YouTube channel. Also, make sure you tick that rotten, filthy, disgusting, deplorable little bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. And you can follow us over there on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. All right, let's get into it with you. First of all, a live show tonight. Lobster Chronicles returns with my friend Brian Sanchez from Promar. He's going to have some giveaways tonight. The show starts at 5:30 in the afternoon and goes until we don't have any more questions. Last time, it was about a 3-hour show. 5:30 tonight, 22nd Street Landing, but it is carried live on YouTube on the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. I do want to make a mention to you that our offshore weather out there around Tanner Bank, Cortez Bank, where we were fishing on our most recent trip, is supposed to blow up this weekend. Friday evening is not supposed to be nice. We're still 48 hours away, and the forecast can change. I just want you to be aware of that. Let's start in Ensenada and tell you that there's some good bluefin tuna fishing down there. The moon phase does affect the bluefin, it seems like, in a lot of cases. We certainly didn't feel it too much out there in Tanner Bank. I'll tell you about that in a moment. And the guys down in Ensenada, while some miss, are mostly having some pretty good bluefin tuna fishing. Victor from Blackfin Sport Fishing reporting into yours truly, saying, Phil, we're still getting them. They're close to home. Nice fishing for the folks from Blackfin. You'll love fishing with them. They do an absolutely great job. And how about Berenice? She is Paulina's mom in Ensenada. Her and Foca were out recently, and they were pulling on some nice bluefin tuna. I know Mara Sport Fishing and several other operators down 70 miles below the border have been having some really good fishing. The Independents on an 8-day trip. I think they're on an 8-day, 9-day. The guys that are fishing 7, 8, 9-day trips out of San Diego continue to catch good amounts of nice yellowfin tuna, 40 to 60 pounds, sometimes even bigger than that. The yellowtail fishing has been phenomenal. There's been some wahoo out at the Alejos Rocks region, and yesterday the Independence was on the beach, just putting the hurt on the yellowtail before putting out that beautiful sushi spread. It was really something to see. All right, let's get up and talk about our offshore. First of all, we'll talk about the boats that are coming out of San Diego and hanging a left and going down and looking for yellowfin and yellowtail on the kelp patty, some dorado mixed up with it. Also, bluefin tuna. It's kind of hit and miss. Some guys have really great trips, and some guys miss, and other guys have kind of mediocre trips. You know, Max Nui on the Pacific Voyager shut the Pacific Voyager down on their most recent 3-day trip, and Isaac Parcells said, what the heck, I'm going to drop down with a 300-gram tungsten lure and see what might happen. And wouldn't you know, lightning struck, and it was a magnificent catch for Isaac. a big battle. 180-pounder came on board the Voyagers. They were just sitting there. They were actually kind of right before the sunrise, and everybody was saying, we're going to start looking around here once the sun comes up. But Isaac says, why not? I'll drop down a jig. And baby, did it pay off or what? Look at that 180-pound fish. Gorgeous fish with Ethan on board. By the way, Ethan is 10 years old, Isaac's son, and he no longer requires much assistance from Dad. Dad has been such a great teacher, a role model, that Ethan now can pull on his fish and land his fish, and he did a lot of that, did really, really fantastic on that trip. They had about 80 mixed fish on this trip. It was not a wide open day. In fact, they traveled as far as 170 miles south down below San Martin Island. They kind of had scratchy fishing for most of the time, 68 to 72 degree water. Maybe it's the moon phase. They saw plenty of fish, but it just didn't want to turn on and bite full speed. So again, we'll continue to watch it. The bait, kind of okay, let's put it that way. Bait at times still an issue. Sometimes it's not that primo cured out sardine that we would like to fish with. But again, you know, hit and miss kind of fishing when you head down that way. A lot of guys feel like it's moon phase, and once we get through it, it's going to be good. Polaris Supreme on a 3-day trip. 19 bluefin tuna, 57 yellowfin tuna, 330 yellowtail, but a lot of that is very small grade yellowtail on the kelp patties. Pacific Queen limits of bluefin tuna. You can hear the scores between the boats kind of are hit and miss, as I am trying to indicate to you all. They had 100 of those smaller grade yellowtail for 20 guys on a 3-day trip, 22 on the bluefin tuna. Excalibur, 82 bluefin, 57 yellowtail. Dorado, 22 yellowfin. The Voyager had limits of yellowfin tuna. So there you have it. Let's go out to Tanner Bank now, about a 75-mile run, something like that, from San Pedro, California. San Pedro, California, if you prefer the gringo pronunciation. And that's where we were on board the Amigo. First of all, want to thank all the great and wonderful people who came out for that trip. Harmony, peacefulness, and fun fishing, and a lot of great folks on that trip. And the crew on board the Amigo, fantastic. Captain Tino Valentine. I haven't seen Thomas first deck on that boat for a long, long time. 20 years maybe, and it was good to renew an old friendship with him and everybody else. Dom, and of course in the galley, George doing his thing. It was really a lot of fun, no question about it. We got out there and immediately started picking away at bluefin tuna. Not big fish, 10 to 30-pound fish, but it was that plunker kind of bite most all day long. We plunked at them, and that means you've got to be choosing a hot bait. You've got to change that bait regularly, and you got to fish lighter stuff like 25-pound fluoro seem to work best of all. John Garma really put on a clinic out there. I love John. He's such a great guy, number one, but he is an exceptional angler. And time again, he had double digits on the bluefin tuna, man. He took care of some guys that weren't catching as many. He was pleading with people, please everybody, smaller hook, lighter line, choose a hot bait, number one, and then change that bait regularly. Stay in contact with your bait. He said he would watch some guys, they dump their bait in the water and then just start pulling line off their reel, and their bait is swimming right back under the boat. He wanted his bait to kind of swim away from the boat, and man, he was red hot. I'm telling you this, so if you're going, you can fish exactly the same way. And I ran into a bunch of great people from the Fibbers Christian Club last night. They were jumping on the pursuit. I hope they're having a good day out there today, and an open party trip on the Amigo also. I think we ended up with 57, almost 60 bluefin tuna our first day. Really, really fun fishing. At one time we had 6 fish going. Most of the time we were like 1 to 3 going, and then we'd go dry, and you know, we just sat there. We had to be patient, and it really paid off with a nice day. Really excellent fishing for us on board the Amigo. Not wide open, never got crazy, but pretty darn good. And then in the twilight, as we started motoring around, Tino Valentine ran over a nice bunch of fish, which you saw on the intro, and we started hanging more and more bluefin tuna. An exceptional day, a lot of fun, and that was really a trip that I'm not going to forget for a long time. A lot has to do with the great people who were on board that trip, no question about it. I thank you all for being there. And man, the dog, talk about a feast before we left. And Ariel, the dog, the dog, and Ariel was on the trip, and they provided everybody with as much tri-tip and beef as they could possibly want. Our thanks to Karen, of course, that is the grandma of Anthony, who not only does great cookies, but she did a broccoli salad that was to die for. So good stuff. Our friend Jeff Lingle was fishing about 140 miles down south, and he says he can't remember the last time he had limits of bluefin tuna with a full moon. Limits of bluefin. He also had some smaller bluefin that they released. They had some yellowfin tuna, yellowtail, and so much more. Good to hear that our dear friend Jeff Lingle is still doing well on these fish. Let's talk islands. Coronado Islands, we have a little bit of yellowtail down there, mostly taco meat right now. Not a tremendous amount of yellows. You're getting anywhere from 3 to 12 yellows on a really, really good day. Right now, it's San Clemente Island. The day we were leaving, the Thunderbird had 57 yellows in the cove. But man, when we got there on our second day after that bluefin tuna count that I told you about, making squid was tough because of the full moon and because of so many dogs in the water. I'm talking about sea lions, made it very, very difficult. We managed to get enough squid, but man, we could not get anything going on at all. And Jeff Markland over there on the Thunderbird was having a similar day. Toward the end of the day, he found wide open calico bass fishing. So he was able to really pull a rabbit out of the hat. We were having a very tough day at San Clemente Island the second day of our Amigo trip. And then when we were completely out of time, I'm sitting up in the bow watching him pull the anchor, getting a little footage of that. And I'm looking out and I'm going, am I seeing what I'm seeing? Are those yellows up boiling around? And all of a sudden Tino comes on the PA and says, we're completely out of time. But wouldn't you know it, there's some yellows up in front of us. Let's go check this out. And we ran up there and had 3 fish going immediately. When we slid into this bunch of yellowtail, we saw pretty good evidence of fish, maybe moon phase, maybe that's going to settle in and start biting again. We ended up with 3 yellowtail. John Garma had 2 of the 3 yellowtail. Guy's on it, man. And it's not that complicated, as John will tell you. Hot bait, change it regularly, and pay attention to what's going on around you. So good to see that. Catalina Island, we're continuing to scratch at a few yellows from time to time. A little bit of bonito, a little bit of calico bass, some whitefish, rockfish, that kind of stuff. If you want to focus on the rockfish, it's got to be the deep stuff right now. Channel Islands, we're continuing to see great rock fishing up there, although the Aloha Spirit a day ago had 17 halibut. So there's still some nice flatfish fishing going on up there in that neck of the woods. You can catch some halibut from time to time. And don't forget the Island Spirit out of Ventura Sport Fishing. They are almost repaired and ready to rock and roll again. 805-676-3474. Don't forget the Island Spirit. They do a great job. And if you're heading to Catalina Island, it is, of course, the El Patron. They go every single morning. Mark is the captain on their Sonota on a regular basis, along with Chris Isaac, and they do a great job out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. That is, these waves are coming up on me. www.longbeachsportfishing.org to get on the El Patron. Avila Beach, Morro Bay, great rock fishing. San Francisco, the California Dawn made it out to the islands where they had lights out, Lincoln, and rock fishing going on out there. It was really tremendous. Along the coast, 1/2 and 3/4 day boats, mostly all rockfish right now. They're fishing deep water, so you get to catch a lot of that big stuff. Other guys are staying and fishing the whitefish and the sheephead and the sculpin and doing pretty well. There's a little bit of bass, occasional halibut for boats like the Native Sun out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro. Same thing as we walk you up the coast here in the Southern California surf. Well, I point you down to Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California. There on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got all the bait, tackle, and everything else you'll need for a successful outing on the water. They do really great stuff. They give away a free custom surf fishing rod every single month right there. All you got to do is go in and buy their ruler that you'll use to take a photo of your prize catch and upload to Instagram. And then every month they're giving that thing away. Jeff Perea was somewhere right around here yesterday. He had a yellowfin croaker and 3 barred perch. It's been a little bit slow in the surf, and it continues that way down there around Huntington Beach. But Jeff had a very promising, exceptional morning. And hopefully, fingers crossed, Jeff, that this thing's getting ready to bite down around Huntington Beach. Few corvina, but not great. It's been a slower year than normal. Up in Long Beach, a few halibut up there on Lucky Crab lures. And you know, the Santa Monica Bay between the Hermosa and Manhattan Beach Pier, sorry about that, that's been pretty good corvina fishing. El Porto, El Segundo has been even better. That's been where our best corvina fishing has been going on. All right, my friends, I can't thank you enough. Hopefully we're going to get that video out here by tomorrow. Our trip on the Amigo, you'll be able to follow along with us. There was a lot of fun that took place. There was some productive fishing, and there was a whole lot of really great people on that trip. And I'm hoping we're going to be able to get that out to you by tomorrow for sure. I'll be releasing some snippets. I hope you enjoyed some of the content I produced and put out for you while I was gone, including that great tour of Eric's Tackle up there in Ventura, California. That was phenomenal. It was great to spend time with Eric. And, you know, it's a tackle store, but it's a little museum. Also, take the time to watch that. I think you'll enjoy Eric. And if you ever get a chance, go by there and tell him hi for me. All right. Have a great one. Take care. And I hope to see you really, really soon.